What's up, ladies? This is Marcia.
And Brittany.
And we are the co-founders here at Lady Strong Fitness. And today we have a good episode for you. We're going to talk about 3 things you need to possess in the gym.
So the big question is this: how were 2 women who didn't cheat and purchase a gym franchise model, how were they able to spread their mission and purpose by empowering and transforming hundreds of women's lives through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability with a micro gym business model of women only? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. We are Lady Strong Fitness.
Hey ladies, what's up? It's Brittany Marcia here again, back at you with another episode of the Lady Strong Fitcast. And like the intro said, today we're going to talk about 3 things that you need to possess in the gym. I think the basis of this topic is really around mindset and the mental kind of tools that you need to have in your toolkit mentally in order to really be successful. We talk a lot about tools that people need in nutrition, talk a lot about tools that people need in like physical activity, but we don't really talk or think so much about like what do we need to have mentally in our toolkit to really be successful to hit our goals. That's what we're gonna talk about today.
Okay, that's fair. I like how you said mental toolkit, because what came to me was mental capacity.
Yeah.
And I like mental capacity because I think sometimes even myself and maybe our ladies don't quite have the bandwidth in order to succeed, right? It's maybe the distance is not as long as what it should.
I think, you know, to your point of like mental capacity and maybe not necessarily they don't have the bandwidth, maybe we just haven't pushed outside of our mental comfort zone, because a lot of us quit before we even get started.
Agree.
You know, we mentally quit.
Yeah.
We know we don't even let our bodies quit on us. We quit for our bodies in our heads first before we actually get there. So
I agree with that.
That's really kind of the basis of this topic today. So
thanks for reiterating that.
Yeah. Number 1 is consistency. Consistency to me, and I think I'll let you speak to what consistency means to you, but consistency to me is showing up every day in whatever I'm doing in the gym, every single day, the same way, day in and day out. And I think some of us, and especially now in this day and age, everything is instant gratification. You know, you post a picture and you are instantly getting likes and comments, right? So it's instant gratification. You go to Amazon and you can buy with 1 click now. You don't even have to go through the checkout process. It's like buy with 1 click and it's instant gratification. So with consistency, there isn't that instant gratification. You really have to show up every single day, mentally and physically, for yourself in order to really get your goals.
I think you hit that on the nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't have much to add to that.
Okay.
Because I think for consistency for me is the same thing as it is for you.
Right. And I think about with you, it's more like, you know, as an athlete, you have to show up for practice every day, the same way, every day. You know, dribble the ball or do your drills for MMA or whatever that looks like. You have to show up and do that every single day. You don't just get good at something overnight.
Right.
It's the same thing here. You don't just get stronger, get faster, get fitter, get leaner overnight. It's just like you didn't gain all the weight or lose all the muscle overnight. Right. You're not going to gain it back either. So you got to stay consistent.
Yeah. There are repercussions to that, as we very well know, right? Your goal, right?
Yeah.
You don't do it, you don't reach your goal,
exactly.
right? So
plain and simple.
Yeah, it's just like me as an athlete. I don't train, I don't win the fight.
Right. Yep. All right. I'll let you go number 2.
Cool. Number 2, humility. In other words, just be humble. The 2 notes that I took here is like you have to be a good listener. You have to. Just to give you guys an example, I'm going to pick on you, Brittany. We were just talking about this, how you had taken Coach Tiari's class, and I think you had got a little bit distracted and was talking to Melanie.
Yeah.
And when you came back into the zone in regards to class, and the class was about to begin, and there was an exercise that you were unfamiliar with, and you're like, wait a minute, what is that?
I did.
Right? So, assuming that you thought that you knew what was coming ahead, and then later on found out that it's not quite what you thought it was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Exactly. Keep going.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something to
no,
that.
I wasn't going to. That's just how I went.
Yeah, so my advice to you is like, be a good listener.
Me and everybody else.
Yes, and make sure that you really are paying attention to what the coach has, regardless if you think you know what the exercise is. I know it's just like when you read a book. When you read it the second time, you always pick up different information, that you didn't the first time, right? And the same thing it is when it comes to coaching cues, right? The second one is slowing down your movements. I really like this one because because we get so familiar with the exercise, we think we know the exercise, we could just go, right? In other words, it's quite the opposite. You really have to be mindful of your technique, not only to prevent injuries, but also to get the most out of the exercise.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. And I think, you know, being a good listener means like listening to your coach, because they might give you progressions of, you know, how to make things more challenging and how to take yourself to the next level. And if you miss that, you could be missing out on your gains or, you know, more calories burned or whatever that looks like. So, you know, when you're in class, just be a good listener. Be willing to learn something new every day that you're in the studio, no matter if you've been with us for a month or a year or 3 years. You know, I feel like I'm still learning new things and I'm still challenging myself in different ways. And I think that it's just really important to be a good listener and to always be willing to learn something new.
100%.
Yeah.
What do you got for number 3?
Well, you didn't talk about your second note.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did talk about that. You did talk about this?
Slowing down your movements.
Oh, okay.
You totally.
I was still on the good listener
You
thing.
were.
Oh, okay, so I am gonna add to the slowing down your movement. See, about being a good listener. See, I wasn't listening.
We always talk about.
I wasn't listening. Okay, so slowing down your movements. Yeah, that's, you know, I think, and this is one of my favorite pieces of the Strong Her program, is because you're in that class, you are literally forced to slow down. Whereas in our HIIT classes, you know, we're just like go, go, go. But sometimes, like when you're doing core, I think about when you're doing core, a lot of people will like fly through Spider-Man planks just because they want to get it done. Yep. But it's like, what if you actually put that elbow to your knee and held it for 3 seconds and then set it back?
I'm glad that, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah. I'm glad that you brought that up, because it was about 2-3 weeks, maybe a little bit more than that I had taught a class. It was a 6 a.m. class and 6:30 a.m. Sorry. And it was a core exercise. And I told the ladies, I challenge you to go slow. And shout out to the 6 a.m. You guys know who you are. There was a lot of moaning. Oh my God. So it just, you'd be surprised as to how much the intensity can increase just by slowing things down.
Yeah, and you're missing out.
Yeah.
You're missing out on the good stuff when you do that
Yeah.
too. So I love that. Okay, perfect. All right, now we can move to number 3.
Go ahead.
Patience with the process. So we talk a lot at Lady Strong about giving yourself grace and being patient with the process. And that's something we talk about a lot with our members. And I know our coaches talk about it a lot too, is you gotta just be patient. You gotta know that, again, going back to the first thing, that there's no instant gratification here. Like, the scale isn't just gonna get to that magic number for you, or your in-body scan isn't gonna look the way you want it to, in a week. You have to give yourself patience, and you have to let yourself feel all the feelings that you're feeling. You're gonna feel tired. You're gonna feel defeated. You're gonna feel excited. You're gonna feel happy. You're gonna feel all these things, and you have to kind of let yourself be in those feelings. For me, it's like, if I'm feeling lazy for a workout one day, I have to like really think to myself, like, why am I feeling like this right now? What part of me is not wanting to work out? Am I discouraged? Am I, stressed about something in my life? What is it? And be patient with yourself and give yourself some grace in those moments, and know that this is a journey. It really is a marathon, not a sprint.
First thing that comes to mind when I think about when you say that is when I did when I was doing PT with the women and keeping names out of it. A lot of people, they see that number on the scale and it's very minute, right? But over time, that small things ends up making a big impact. And 1 pound per week, and then the next week you hop on another pound. It's like, oh well, why can't I lose 2 or 3? But to sum things up, in a matter of 2 months, that person lost 10 pounds because of that increment each and every week, right? So again, patience and trusting the process.
Yeah, definitely trust the process, and don't give up on yourself sooner, because it's always in the moments that you want to give up on yourself that breakthrough is right behind that, right? In the moments where you feel the most defeated, the next day or the day after is the day you're going to find that breakthrough, and things are going to change for you, and you're going to pick up heavier weights. You're going to love what you see in the scale. You're going to be confident about what you see in the mirror. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better, and you're going to perform better, which is a lot of what we talk about.
I like that. And to give you guys another analogy, it's like that meme that you see when both guys are like digging a hole aggressively, and there's diamonds on the other side, and one guy just keeps going, the other guy just really sad and he gave up, but he didn't know on the opposite side of that dirt was diamonds, and he was like not even like an inch away from that. So it just goes to show, like, you're that close and you don't even know it.
So just be patient and give yourself some grace. So anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, this was good.
All right, ladies. Well, with that being said, we hope you start to possess these 3 things in the gym, and we cannot wait to see the success you guys find on the other side. So have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or whatever your favorite place is to listen to podcasts. And if you really liked this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.